And we welcome you live to the Mustang Corral here at Edgewood High School in Ellisville, Indiana, where tonight it's a battle of unbeaten and ranked teams as the Bloomfield Cardinals take on the Edgewood Mustangs. Glad you could join us for Edgewood Mustang basketball and Smithville sports alongside Quinn Saturday. I am Nick Jenkinson. And Quinn, tonight it's a battle of 1A versus 3A ranked and unbeaten squads.
Yeah, and just because one's in 3A and one's in 1A doesn't mean that the series history hasn't been as close as you would ever imagine. Bloomfield actually leads the series 15-13 all time. Edgewood won last year 47-29, but Bloomfield had won the previous three.
Yeah, it's two teams that are very different but also similar. Bloomfield is a team that where Edgewood likes to get up and down the floor. Bloomfield's a team that likes to play slow pace. They like to play methodical. They like to go, they like to get the good shot. They like to be the way they are. Both teams coming off wins last night where Edgewood, we talk about Trevor Taylor and Joe Keto and as the usual suspects, but there's a guy who's been the surprise this season in Kyle Rogers.
Kyle Rogers has been a machine from three-point range. I only have these stats for the first 3 games on the Max Perkins, did not have it for his 4th game, but on the year he is 9 of 13 from three-point range for 69%. That is incredible, including a game where he was 4 of 5 against Bloomington South.
Yeah, he's had 43 points in 4 games, averages 10.7 points a game, double figures in 3 of the 4 games. And you've got 4 guys for Edgewood in double figures as we get ready for the national anthem before this contest gets underway.
Aaron Wells, lead us in the playing of our national anthem.
Great job by the Edgewood Pep Band under the direction of Aaron Wells, and the Edgewood Pep Band won the state championship earlier this year. As we get ready for the starting lineups, first for the Bloomfield Cardinals, and it will be 20, Mitchell Birch, Grayson Medina, number 30, Andrew Shelton. For the Cardinals, number 14, A.J. Sipes, another forward for Bloomfield. And Turner Royal, their leading scorer for the Cardinals. Ron McBride back at Bloomfield. He was the coach there from 1993 to 2009, 231 and 154, 17 years, 14 winning years. Season, 7 sectionals, 3 regionals, at semi-state in 1998, class runner-up in Class 1A.
And he gets to inherit the team that just came off of a sectional title as well with here. And as you mentioned, Turner Royal, someone who was a good player, averaged 9 points last season. Now their leading scorer, really turning it on during his junior season.
As you see the Edgewood Mustangs, they will pretty much go 5 guards with Cam Bannister, number 10, Joe Quito, number 2, Coleman Sater, number 5, Trevor Taylor, number 1, and Tate Balcom, number 4.
You say 5 guards, but Cole Sater is a forward in a guard's body.
Yeah, Coleman Sater is actually, he's kind of taken that spot over from Chayton Howard. He may play like a guard, but he's a double-double machine. He's already had 2 double-doubles this season as well. So you've got Bloomfield in the red, Edgewood in the white, and you've got this will be a very entertaining game, battle of ranked and unbeaten teams, 1A versus 3A, and we're excited to bring it to you. Edgewood's already knocked off 2 4A teams in Bloomington South and Martinsville, beat Class 2A Cloverdale and 2A Cascade to go 2-0 in the WIC East. Edgewood wins the tip. Joe Quito gets it to Trevor Taylor, to Sater. Sater underneath, gets fouled.
Mentioned Sater just kind of coming into his own this season, JV the previous season, and very limited time when he was on varsity, averaged less than a point per game when he was playing on varsity last season.
Just a sophomore in that class with Trevor Taylor. Misses the foul shot, as you would refer to them.
In the state of Indiana, for some reason, foul shots are not free.
Sater, 65% free throw shooter, averaging 10.7, and he misses both. Cardinals with the ball. This is Mitchell Birch. 14 is Andrew Shelton. 30, Grayson Medina.
Both double-digit scorers, Shelton and Medina.
And already Turner Royal, 34. Dumps it off, puts it up, and misses it is A.J. Sipes, and it was fouled by Cam Bannister.
Sipes, a 6'1" forward. He's a senior. Not tall like a forward, but very big, muscular, and able to bump bodies down low, able to draw contact on that play to get to the line.
It's a junior and senior laden team for Ron McBride. Takes over this year after Jamie Hudson resigned in the summer. They say it's for 1 season, but we'll see when coaches come back. It can always be a more than a 1-year deal, as Sipes hits both. It's a 2-0 lead.
And Ron McBride needs to accept that Bloomfield is in his blood, basically. He can't quit Bloomfield.
A player, an assistant coach under Hall of Famer Guy Glover, been a head coach, and now the AD at the school. So he's a lifelong Cardinal, there's no question. Here is Joe Quito. Misses it, and Cardinals with the rebound. Now they're slowing it down a little bit.
Edgewood has playing a little faster than I think they should, and Trevor Taylor has yet to even touch the ball in this game.
Trevor Taylor averaging over 20 points a game so far. 27 last night against Cascade. Sater with the steal. Now Taylor going to touch it, going to fire a 3 and nail it.
Taylor is 9 of 18 on 3-pointers this season. At 50%. That was one of his weaknesses during his freshman season, so you could tell what he worked on during the offseason.
There is the drive for Andrew Shelton. Trevor Taylor is definitely the feature player now, the go-to guy on this team.
Yeah, and we'll definitely talk about what this Edgewood team is missing from last year's sectional championship team.
Taylor gonna fire it again, and he is money 2-2 from downtown.
The stroke, just from a year-to-year difference, the shooting stroke is just night and day, just so much better.
There is a 3 on the way for Andrew Shelton. He's got 5. Back and forth early on. Taylor gets it to Keto. Keto averaging double figures so far.
Averaging around 4 assists.
Taylor in the corner, 3 of 3. Trevor Taylor in the Mustang Corral is heating up.
It's funny how just you start giving the ball to Taylor and things start happening.
Balcom. There is Shelton. Taylor with the block, and they're going to call him for the foul. J.B. Neal doesn't agree.
I feel like he got just the tip of his hand. He did hit his hand, but it was like barely anything. Usually on any kind of shot block, there is going to be some kind of contact, and that's probably what J.B. Neal's probably talking to the ref about right now, that it was such small contact it couldn't have been a foul.
And you talk about the fact that Bloomfield is in Ron McBride's blood. J.B. Neal, no stranger to Bloomfield because he played for Eastern Green, a county rival, has also coached at White River Valley and Shakamak, now here at Edgewood. So he sees Bloomfield all the time. As Joe Keto scores.
That has been one evolution in Joe Keto's game since we saw him start as a freshman. As we see Turner Royal go all the way but then get blocked.
Tate Balcom with the big block, and then Tate Balcom is not a big-time scorer. He's been a kid that he does everything else for you. Does
Mr.
the
Utility
dirty work.
Man.
Yeah, utility man, exactly. And now we're going to see Alex Markovich come in. Markovich, a foreign exchange student from Montenegro, as Royal scores. Bloomfield had another foreign exchange student last year in Tad Kapek, averaged 6 points a game on that sectional
Speaking of
championship
another
team.
utility man, Cam Bannister, now finally in his senior season, he was scoring double digits the last 2 seasons, but has kind of accepted a bit of a smaller role as we see Shelton get right to the basket for the bucket. But we've seen him take a little bit more of a smaller role, and he had a beautiful pass to Sater there under the bucket.
Yeah, Sater's first 2. Shelton's lighting it up for Bloomfield. Taylor's first miss. Markovich with the rebound. Baseball pass to Royal. Taylor catches up to him. Edgewood fans want to travel. Royal going to fire the 3. No good, and Balcom with the board. And now gets it to Keto. Tied at 13. Bannister in the lane. Gets it to Balcom. Keto fires the 3. It's good for Joe Keto.
And as I was mentioning earlier, Keto's evolution is such a huge one. As freshman starting as a point guard, he was very passive, only wanted to help set up other ones. He's now grown to the point where he is now just willing to shoot whenever his team needs it, as you saw right there.
Taken away by Trevor Taylor. Keto scored in double figures twice. Pass to Bannister. Good ball movement. Taylor. 3 again. 4 threes for Trevor Taylor.
And that missed shot was actually a deep 2, so he's 4 for 4 on 3-pointers.
Edgewood 5 threes so far in this contest.
This is a team that shoots a lot of 3-pointers and makes quite a lot of them.
Now the Cardinals. There's Markovich. Going to take it inside. Bannister blocks him. Here comes Bannister. Transition. Takes it himself. He can't get it to go. Rebound for the Cardinals.
Didn't take a really good angle to the basket. Had to adjust kind of mid-air, and it kind of got blocked by the rim itself.
Bannister yet to score in this game. As you said, he's more taking a kind of a lesser role on this team. There's inside Markovich, and he gets it to go.
And you're going to see a tall guy like Markovich, who's 6'5", who's going to have a will be one of those people we're going to want to watch out for in this game if you're Edgewood, especially because, as you said, you lost pretty much all of your big men from last season. You lost Curtis Coward and Chayton Howard. Those are two 6'4+ guys you just lost.
Chayton Howard, Caleb Norris.
Oh, Caleb Norris.
Jace Collier, Curtis Cowden was a guard. But yeah, you've lost 4 guys. Parker Harrington doesn't return. So that's 4 guys, 4 big guys, and you're now more of a guard-oriented team.
And you can see that J.B. Neal, like I said, with this three-point offense, really embracing that. Sometimes people try to force people out of position. Coach Neal is embracing the guards.
And we're going to see Austin Schwartz come in, number 11. Kyle Rogers.
Speak about another deadly three-point shooter.
Kyle Rogers, who's made a big impact so far for Edgewood. Keto for 3.
It's like layups at this point. They've been good by wide margins.
6 threes so far for Edgewood in this game. Joe Keto's got 8 already. Trevor Taylor has 12, and they're going to call Austin Schwartz for the foul.
Personal foul, number 11.
Edgewood averages 73.3. Bloomfield gives up 38.7 and averages 55.3. Edgewood defensively gives up 54.3. So Cameron Ross in the game now for the Cardinals. Here's Markovich. And they're going to call Markovich for the offensive foul.
Keto's always been very crafty. Being a small guy, being only about 5'8", he's not afraid to put his body on the line to take those charges.
And Derek Farkas is going to come in. Cam Bannister's going to go out. So Edgewood able to go to the bench and bring in really no drop-off at this point. I mean, because all these guys, Farkas is another kid who's been able to step up as well.
Yeah, Farkas made 4 of 4 from 3 when they faced Cloverdale last week.
Fast-moving first quarter, inside 30 seconds to go. Edgewood actually moving the ball. Taylor, step back, and it's money again for Taylor, 5 threes.
And he had an arm right in front of his face. There should have been no reason that ball should have gone in. It should have been blocked, but he willed it in.
Shot for the Cardinals, no good. And Edgewood leads 25-15 here on Smithville Sports.
Welcome to Technology Powered by Smithville. Let our welcoming and friendly staff help you with your technology needs. Stop by to get Smithville Cellular Extra plans on the latest devices. Get routers and tech products at great prices. Plus, if you're a Smithville customer, you can pay your bill and change services. Come see us at the Clear Creek Crossing Plaza or check us out at smithville.com/technology. Technology powered by Smithville, Bloomington's communications and tech store.
Welcome back to the Mustang Corral. Edgewood leads Bloomfield 25-15 at the end of the first quarter. Glad you could join us for Edgewood Mustang basketball and Smithville Sports. Alongside Quinn Saturday, I am Nick Jenkinson. And Quinn, Edgewood on fire from outside, and it's Trevor Taylor that's going to have to call the Ellettsville Fire Department because this building is about to burn down the way he's hitting threes.
Yeah, and you mentioned that they face some really tough competition, and to this point in the season, he's a 50% three-point shooter, and I'm like, there's no way that this is possible. He's must have just gotten like really wide open. We just saw in that first quarter, he was 5 of 5 from 3, including that last one where there was literally an arm implanted in his face, and he still made it.
So Edgewood opens up with a 10-point lead as we start the second quarter. There is a turnover. Balcom and then it's going to be a foul on Balcom.
Foul number 4, Malcolm.
As that will be the first on Balcom. As Bloomfield's going to inbound it. Here's Markovich. 42 for the Cardinals, Luke Oliphant. Markovich going to fire a 3 from downtown.
Markovich actually scored 13 points against Edgewood's rival Owen Valley earlier this season. So he's a big scoring threat as well.
There's Coleman Sater inside.
And that's what happens when you're supposed to play forward, but you're actually a guard. You're able to execute mixed matches like that.
Yeah, Sater's got the assignment of guarding Royal right now. Bannister on Markovich. But Markovich, as he's going to show off the skill and drive it inside. Kind of that you can tell the European flavor in Markovich has 7 points. Taylor. Step back. Trevor Taylor heating up. Keeps going with 17.
Decided to mix it up and make it 2 this time, though all of his shots have been at least 18 feet away from the basket.
Trevor Taylor has definitely expanded his game. A season ago, one of the leading scorer for the Mustangs with 15.3.
And a great fake by Mitchell Birch.
Mitchell Birch with the basket. As this is as a fast-paced game so far here with 6:18 to go in the second half or second quarter.
Yeah, and this is a team in Bloomfield that scores only in the 50s right now, and they're on pace to score 70 right now. If I'm Bloomfield, I want to slow this game down as much as possible because this is Edgewood's bread and butter right here. This is like 70s and 80s. That's what Edgewood wants to go up to.
Yeah, that's not Ron McBride. That's not how Bloomfield plays. Bloomfield likes to keep it in the 40s and the 50s. And if you're looking at Edgewood's, I think I was just quickly looking over at the stats. Bloomfield is 6 of 10 from the field right now, and I think they have Edgewood 7 of 7 for downtown. I mean, that's ridiculous percentages.
So 2 for 2 for Keto and 5 for 5 for Taylor.
That's just mind-boggling when you think about it. But
well, as a team, the team is shooting around 50% as a three-point shooting team coming in. So you got to have hot nights like this to maintain a 50% rate from downtown.
Mustangs successful so far as they work it around. Bannister, he's capable. Nice bounce pass inside to Coleman Sater on the back door.
A little bit of deja vu from the first quarter. Did the exact same play. Bannister finding Sater underneath.
Cam Bannister taking the assist role. Coleman Sater definitely steps up, one of 4 guys in double figures so far this season. Markovich, short rebound by Taylor. I think he got the rim, although the Edgewood students don't think so. Farkas going to join the three-point parade, but can't hit that one.
As I just mentioned, Farkas fresh off of a 4-4 game against Cloverdale.
Royal. He's going to fire a 3. It's no good. Rebound for Cameron Ross. 3 on the way for Birch, no good. And then they're going to call a foul.
And as I mentioned, that height underneath really coming in handy to keep getting those second and third chance opportunities.
That will be on Farkas, his first. And now that is a miss for the Cardinals. And here comes Edgewood. Keto, Farkas, Sater, Bannister, Taylor. Again, great ball movement by Edgewood. Sater spins his way to the basket. He's got 8 already.
You can already see what I'm talking about when I said that he's a forward in a guard's body. He has the post moves and the quickness of a guard. He is a very big mismatch, and it's why he's been able to break out this season.
Coleman Sater going against Royal. Royal can't get it to go, and now it's going to be a foul.
Be interesting if it's going against. Oh, it's going against Bloomfield. I was going to say. I thought for a second they were going to call it on Sater, which I was going to say would be an interesting call.
It's going to be on Ross. That's his first, team's 4th. Keto going to bring it up. Trevor Taylor. Sater going to drive against 2 Cardinals and score and get fouled. Coleman Sater is now in double digits with 10 points.
A reminder, Sater averaged 0.9 points per game last season. Now he's forming his possibly historic class with Trevor Taylor with this sophomore class here, one that might be one of the best, might eventually be one of the best if they continue to improve the way they have.
He misses that foul shot. He's played in 11 varsity games, scored just 10 points. He's got 10 already tonight as Markovich scores.
A little bit of Dirk Nowitzki with the one-legged
fade away. He's got 9. Well, being a foreign exchange student from Montenegro, he's gotten videos of all those European players like Dirk Nowitzki, Paul Gasol. Trevor Taylor, Royals hand in his face, and Taylor again from downtown.
6 for 6.
This is incredible. I don't know what they all had for today, before the game, but whatever they had, keep feeding it to them. Bloomfield working it. Royal against Farkas. They're going to call Farkas for the foul.
I think the coolest thing about Trevor Taylor is that we're kind of seeing now the imprint of that extra coaching J.B. Neal gave to him during that freshman season. During his freshman season, that he would, whenever he made like a dumb mistake, he would immediately take him out and then talk to him and explain to him what to do. And you can just tell immediately that he has taken a lot of the extra coaching, that he saw that Neal had a lot of faith in him and saw a lot of potential in him, and are now, he sees the potential in himself, and he's trying to take full advantage of it.
There's an interesting matchup as Markovich misses the 3, guarded by Keto. Here's Taylor. Keto, nice pass to Taylor. Are you kidding me?
Keto literally jumped in the air and stood in the air for about 3 seconds waiting for Taylor to get there before dishing it off to him.
You made the comparison a couple years ago of Keto.
I called him a Ricky Rubio,
as a Ricky Rubio.
But he's gotten a lot better at shooting, so that's not a good comparison anymore.
Markovich, and that's a travel on Birch. As Edgewood will have the ball. Approaching 2 minutes to go. What a fast-moving first half. Keto. Sater. Underneath and scores again. Coleman Sater.
And very high IQ play to actually go around. Instead of shooting it when he had it open, when he saw first light, he went around the basket to use the basket to basically shield his defender from trying to block it.
Great job by Coleman Sater. Like you said, only scored 10 points total last year in varsity, and he has got that tonight and more.
Substitution number 22, Sipes.
Now Sipes is going to come back in. It'll be a timeout as JB Neal wants a full timeout here with 1:30 to go in the first quarter. Medina's going to check back in, but we finally get a chance to catch our breath. I mean, this is just an amazing first half of play as you see Ron McBride back at the helm of his Bloomfield Cardinals. And he's probably wondering what in the world walking in here thinking, wow, this has just been crazy.
And he's kind of in a catch-22 at the moment because they've kind of found themselves in an 18-point hole, but the whole message would probably be slowing it down, which kind of they both counteract against each other.
They can't slow it down if they're going to get back in this game, so they're going to have to keep playing fast. As you see the Edgewood Mustangs in their huddle again, wins over Bloomington South, Martinsville, Cloverdale, and then last night 76-50 against Cascade. Again, a team that has played very well so far this season, despite losing 4 seniors and Parker Harrington not returning to the team this season.
Yeah, just for as we have this chance to breathe real quickly, they lost Chayton Howard, a guy who averaged 16 points and had over 150 rebounds during the course of the season. He was a huge part of this team, and losing him, the fact that they've been able to go without a beat and kind of transition into this guard-heavy offense is just a lot of credit has to go to JB Neal and his staff for being able to adapt this team and keep it going, even though the strengths are different.
Not to mention you lose basically a post, like you said, you lose a lot of post presence inside with Howard, Norris, Collier. I mean, Harrington was more of an outside shooter that could stretch the floor. Under a minute to go. There's Keto. If college ball don't work for Keto, I think the Harlem Globetrotters would. And Bannister misses that one. Markovich, guarded by Sater. There's been a lot of different looks on Markovich tonight.
Yeah, like I said, he's the mismatch right now at the 6'5" forward. So you're going to have to find different ways because there's not just one player that you can throw at him. You don't have a Chayton Howard or a Caleb Norris that you can throw at him.
Markovich now in double figures with 11. He's able to get past 2 Mustangs double teamed. Keto in the lane. Iron Unkind. Markovich with the rebound. Gonna hop, fire up a 3. It is no good, and Edgewood's gonna go to halftime 42-26. But here it is, Trevor Taylor on fire. He needs the NBA Jam He's on Fire thing because he has just done the job, just hitting from everywhere on the floor. But Bloomfield, give him credit, they keep fighting this. Balcom with the big block. And then again, step back 3, and the Edgewood student section loves it. But this guy, Alex Markovich, the foreign exchange student, what a wonderful job he has done so far for the Cardinals with 11 points. And then inside, Coleman Sater in double figures. A guard, and then look at this, Joe Keto right down the lane with the pass to Taylor. As we're at halftime, Edgewood 42, Bloomfield 26 on Smithville Sports. We welcome you back to the Mustang Corral here at Edgewood High School in Ellettsville, Indiana. Edgewood in control, 42-26 over the Bloomfield Cardinals as we get ready to start the second half. Glad you could join us for Edgewood Mustang basketball here on Smithville Sports. Alongside Quinn Saturday, I am Nick Jenkinson. And while Quinn, the Ellettsville Fire Department has not shown up yet, it may have to because Edgewood is on fire from downtown, particularly Trevor Taylor.
Trevor Taylor isn't on fire. He's gone supernova at this point. He's 6 for 6 from three-point range. A couple of them, and none of them were even wide open. Maybe the first one you could classify as wide open, but the other 5 there was a hand in his face, and he still just stepped in and made them. As a whole, the Edgewood Mustangs have made a better percentage of three-pointers than they have two-pointers at this point. But overall, they've shot 17 of 24 in that first half for 71%. And I mean, Bloomfield, not bad at all, 10 of 21, 47.6%. But it was just like running into a buzzsaw on fire.
Edgewood coming off a big, both teams playing last night, and Edgewood looking to keep it at a perfect 5-0 as they move forward next week, with Indian Creek coming in next Friday, and then going to North Knox next Saturday. Coleman Sater underneath, and he gets fouled.
One thing I've noticed about Sater is that he does an excellent job of keeping his pivot foot planted. That is one of the keys to why he's able to maneuver so much around in that post and use his guard-like speed as a mismatch against the forwards he faces.
Coleman Sater, 12 first half points, and he gets that foul shot to go 1 of 4 now from the foul line.
Yeah, we talked about it's better in the three-point range. 8 of 9 from there, 9 of 13 from 2, and then 0 of 3 from free throws. It's like going in reverse order.
Yeah, Edgewood has really, I mean, they're always, the one Achilles sometimes is the free throw game. But again, a very good shooting team from the field, and of course, as they're showing tonight, outside. Lead is 18. Royal has been held in check so far.
Yeah, Royal, only 2 points in that first half, 1 of 6 shooting.
And he is getting no open looks whatsoever. This is Birch, Medina, Royal. He's going to drive underneath. Birch going to put up a shot. It's no good. Rebound, Bannister.
But I already feel like Bloomfield is already setting the tempo for this, as this is a lot less hectic than what we witnessed in the first half.
There's Taylor. Can't get it to go. Shelton with the rebound.
There's Royal for 3.
Royal misses the 3. Taylor with it. And then it's going to be a foul down the floor as he comes down the floor on A.J. Sipes.
Very interesting stats about that first half. Bloomfield actually had more rebounds than Edgewood, which is a little surprising since it seemed like Edgewood made everything. But then you realize Bloomfield had 3 offensive rebounds while Edgewood had none in that first half. That's going to be something that they're going to need to continue. That they're going to need to continue winning the rebounding battle, and especially getting those second chance opportunities to come back in this game.
And also getting Markovic back in the game. As you see, Bannister, the reverse layup. Markovic just checked in.
Yeah, sorry.
And he had a great first half with 11 points.
Yeah. Any coach that just bases it off of this year is going to underestimate Bannister because, as I said, double-digit scorer his previous 2 seasons.
There's Royal backing Keto down. I'm surprised you don't see a lot more of that. I see some of the bigger schools trying to back Keto down because of his size. Royal didn't get that to go, and here's Edgewood. Bannister in traffic. Royal deflects it back in the hands of Taylor. Gets a screen from Sater. Balcom. Sater, and Royal's going to commit the foul. That's the first on Turner Royal. Kid that's been in double figures for all 3 games so far for Bloomfield just held to 2 points as Kyle Rogers checks in. And amazing enough, Kyle Rogers has not attempted a shot yet.
Yeah, he has not.
Taylor misses his first 3.
We'll blame the basket.
Yeah, they're not at the other end. There's Birch for 3. And Ron McBride wants a timeout.
Huge 3 for Birch. to get it within 15.
30-second timeout taken by the Cardinals.
As I said, this half already has more of a slower, more methodical feel to it than the first one did. And that is going to be the point of contention for McBride, Coach McBride. He's gonna say, let's not make all this up in one point. Let's slowly but surely chip away at this, and then with about 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, it's gonna be a one-possession game. We just got to play the long game at this point. And for Coach JB Neal, he's gonna be like, we need to get back to going full throttle and quickening up this pace.
Yeah, Edgewood scores 62-56 over South, 67-64 over Martinsville, 88-47 against Cloverdale, and 76-50 against Cascade. For Bloomfield, 49-30 against Owen Valley, 61-33 against Shackamack, and last night, 56-53 against Clay City. So here is the Mustangs bringing it up. Again, Edgewood will play Indian Creek next Friday. We will have that for you. Boys and girls doubleheader. Kyle Rogers' first shot is no good. Rebound by the Cardinals. And this is all Bloomfield can hope for, as Birch misses it, and then it's a basket.
Markovich just comes flying in there and tips the ball in. His excellent job using that length.
Sater on the other end. (48-31). Royal's going to fire a three. It is off the mark. Keto up ahead. Rogers one-on-one. Up to Taylor, but he just can't throw it. And then I think Kyle Rogers is going to get taken to the sideline by JB Neal as Derek Farkas is in.
Number 14, Derek Farkas.
Yeah, he overshot that quite a bit, but the amazing thing is that Taylor, bless his heart, he tried to jump as high as that.
And Trevor Taylor, athletic ability, but Rogers pulled by JB Neal. I don't think that was telegraphed as Birch gets to the bucket.
Birch in that first half only had 2 points, already coming in to this half scoring a couple of baskets, making a huge impact for this team. Birch of last season, only about 3.3 points as a junior. Bit of a role player, but doing an excellent job right here to help get his team back into it.
Bloomfield won their sectional last year. They lost to Indianapolis Tinley in the regional semifinals. Tinley has had Eric Hunter, who is now a freshman at Purdue, as Taylor drives the lane. And also in that regional was Morristown, who ended up winning the Class 1A state championship. This is Royal. Drives inside short. Bannister with the rebound. And then that is taken away by Shelton in the hands of Medina, and now Royal's going to give it to Markovich. Guarded by Taylor. I mean, you see Royal and Markovich always getting different defensive, offensive assignments as who's going to guard them. Shelton scores inside.
Shelton was really big in the first quarter, but then kind of just got silenced.
Yeah, his first two in the first quarter. Didn't even score in the second quarter. Sater, Balcom, Keto, Medina tries to shut the baseline off and commits the foul.
Yeah, Shelton is now in double digits for that.
As Medina gets his first foul.
Personal foul, number 30, Medina.
Now Rogers and Farkas going to come back in as Cameron Ross will come back in for Bloomfield.
Rogers and
Bannister and Balcom get a break.
The Mustangs.
So basically you have 5 3-point specialists on the floor right now for the Mustangs.
Yeah, that's a very scary thought for Ron McBride. Taylor, Royal guarding Taylor. Farkas in the corner. Markovich late on that closeout. Shelton with the rebound. Royal for three, and he nails it.
Huge three for Royal. If that can get him going here in this second half, then we have a ball game here.
5 points for Royal. Sater on the other end, short. A lot of contact between him and Markovich, and no call. Shelton gets it to Markovich, and he scores underneath.
And that was a much-needed timeout by J.B. Neal.
J.B. Neal calls a timeout, full timeout for Coach Neal.
Because somehow we have now gotten down to 10 points. We've gotten from being up as much as 20 down to all the way to 10.
Yeah, Bloomfield chipping away at this lead. And again, I mean, this is a team over the years. They're very successful 1A program, been to the state finals twice in 1998 and 2016, lost both time. But this is a team that always, they play their hearts out, they play the right way, they play as a team. And that's all the guys that they've had. You know, Ron McBride, a lifelong Cardinal himself, and he is in their huddle, and so is J.B. Neal, getting the best out of their teams. That is for sure. We mentioned J.B. Neal, no stranger to Bloomfield.
It's games like these that you kind of miss the whole tournament, every class, classes don't matter, every kind of tournament, because this is a situation where even though the class kind of divides them in terms of size of school, they're still able to go up toe-to-toe against each other.
Yeah, and Bloomfield's going to get a big test here at December 18th when they host Bloomington South. It's the only 4A school on their schedule, but they got a rivalry game with White River Valley next week, 1A, and then at Vincennes Reveille before the Christmas break, and then it's the Greene County Invitational after that, and that is always a fun tournament. 8 small schools in the area, and that's always a fun time. Held over there at White River Valley. Edgewood up 10, Rogers to Taylor. Taylor, Sater, drives past 2, gets blocked by Shelton, but they call the foul, and then Markovich is kind of laughing like, I can't believe they called that.
And I agree with him. That usually I'm kind of like on the sidelines, but I saw all ball on that one. I'm just going to be straight honest. I do not know where that foul got called.
That is 3 on Shelton. And that is going to be Sater at the line. Bannister comes back in. Rogers takes a breather.
Rogers basically has been held in check here, which is a big again, nothing from Farkas or Rogers, those 3-point snipers off the bench. This has been an excellent job by the Cardinals to be able to hold them in check.
All but 2 points have been scored by Taylor, Sater, and Keto. Bannister with the other 2 for the Mustangs. Approaching a minute to go, a fast-moving game. Birch, double team, gets it to Markovich. Guarded by Sater, here comes Markovich, and he can't get it to go.
Looked like he landed awkwardly, but he seems to be fine now.
Number 5,
They're going to call Sater with the foul, his first. Team's first this half. Gets it into Markovich. Ross is 12. Shelton, Royal, and now he's double teamed. Inside, and he can't get it to go as he was fouled by Farkas.
And that was just a mismatch to begin with.
That is 3 on Farkas, the team's second. So we'll send Royal to the line. Leading scorer on this Bloomfield team, held only to 5 points so far, make it 6.
make it here and cut it to single digits.
One more for Royal. And calls a lane violation. He said he stepped over the line and he wants an explanation. So that one no good for Royal, and it's a 10-point lead. It's a very energetic, electric crowd tonight. Been treated to a heck of a game. Keto to Sater. Bannister. Farkas. Sater over Markovich and scores.
Excellent job of absorbing contact and drawing over the defender. Sater, I mean, we had seen Trevor Taylor the previous year. We know about Joe Keto. This is kind of our first impression of Cole Sater and base Sater, and we are being treated to quite a performance and quite a talented young man here. As I said, just a sophomore. Him and Taylor are going to form a very special group here for the future.
Yeah, there was a special group about 10 years ago with Garrett Butcher and Tommy Weekly that left a big impact as Markovich's three no good. And we'll go to the fourth quarter with Edgewood up 54-41 on Smithville Sports.
ATI is a group of highly skilled physical therapists. We have 750 locations, and we have 5 locations here in Bloomington. If you have a muscle deficit or a joint deficit, we're going to treat that, and then we're going to teach you what to do to continue forward without our help. So we want to make you as independent as possible. You can contact ATI by calling our phone number here at the clinic, or you can log on to www.atipt.com and get set up from there.
We welcome you back to the Mustang Corral here at Edgewood High School, Ellisville, Indiana. Edgewood in control 54-41. As a reminder, next Friday night we'll be right back here at Edgewood. Boys and girls varsity doubleheader, Indian Creek against Edgewood. And and Edgewood and Indian Creek both 2-0 in the WIC East. And it will be interesting to see how a week rest for Edgewood and the performance they've had tonight, how that translates next Friday night against Indian Creek. So we're looking forward to bringing you that one as well. Glad you could join us tonight. I am Nick Jenkinson alongside Quinn Saturday. And Quinn, while Edgewood's maybe cooled off a little bit in that third quarter, Coleman Sater has still been on fire all night.
Yeah, he's already tied his season high with 19 points, and we still have another quarter to go.
He's had 2 double-doubles so far this season as well. As Bloomfield got to play catch-up down 13. Royal finds Ross underneath, and then Balcom commits the foul.
Balcom kind of just zipped in, just kind of like teleported into there to try to steal that ball. I don't know how he was able to do that. Did end up going out of bounds, but still a magnificent effort.
Yeah, Balcom's the kid that does the dirty work for the Mustangs. And he just deflects that one and lets Mitchell Birch know about it. No short of confidence in Tate Balcom.
Yeah, we've only had basically 3 different scores for Edgewood, but Tate Balcom and Cam Bannister have both helped out immensely in other ways.
And Balcom now gets the defensive assignment on Markovich. And that is a foul on the Mustang.
Personal foul number 1, Taylor.
And that's on Trevor Taylor's second, team's fourth. As Birch will inbound it, Balcom guarding the inbounder. Shelton gets it to Birch. Birch, runner, no good. Tapped around into the hands of Bannister, and now he does the smart thing and slows it down. Markovich deflects it. Taylor picks it up. Taylor gets past Markovich, past two defenders. Sater with the rebound, no good. Taylor a little slow to get up. Royal. There's Markovich against Keto inside Shelton. Shot fake and scores over Taylor.
Looks like McBride wants to talk with the ref real quick. Yeah, he's going to call a timeout.
McBride wants a full timeout here. Well, while we have a minute, while we can catch our breath, we'd like to thank our crew, the hardworking women and men behind the scenes, Catherine Jankowski, Annette Bruner, Nate Alarcon on the cameras, Jeremy Nutter doing the scores, Nadir Noon, Rob Ramsey, and Clemente Torrado behind the scenes doing the directing and technical directing and replays. We thank them all for their hard work and for everything that they do. A great job as always. You and I doing this, it's been a fun game as for sure. As again, 6:44 left. Here in the fourth quarter, you see J.B. Neal trying to run his record to 5-0. Of course, last year the Mustangs had a good season, 22-6, won the Wabash Valley Classic in Terre Haute, won the WIC and won a sectional championship. They fell to Lebanon 59-56 in 2 overtimes in the regional semifinals a season ago.
Yeah, and I mean, after what we've seen already from them this season, they possibly could be better, just with a higher ceiling, just because of their ability to shoot 3-pointers.
After you knock off 2 4A teams to start the season, there is nothing better that you can do, as Coleman Sater scores again inside.
That's a new season high for him.
What a game for Coleman Sater, as it's 56-43. And then here comes Edgewood as Trevor Taylor gets it to Keto, to Balcom, then kicked by Markovich. And it will be Edgewood ball. And this will be
number 42,
Luke Oliphant in the game, replacing Ross. Kyle Rogers comes in for Edgewood, replacing Balcom.
Keto and Taylor have only combined for 2 total points here in this second half. So that just speaks to how well Sater has done to keep this offense afloat.
Yeah, Sater has done it all in the second half. They're going to call Birch for the foul.
That's going to be the 7th one for the Cardinals, which means that Edgewood's going to be in the bonus for the rest of this game.
Trevor Taylor at the line.
He has an 86% free throw shooter on the year.
He's been in double figures all 5 games so far this season. 28 against Martinsville, 27 against Cascade.
You see, I even said free throw because he's been that good at them.
He's been that good. His first one tonight, first attempt tonight. Second one is good.
I kept waiting for the announcer's curse to have to kick in.
15-point lead for Edgewood. Double team, Shelton. Royal gonna fire the 3. Keto, hand in his face, misses it. Taylor has it. Bloomfield fans want a walk, they won't get it. Keto to Bannister. Back to Keto, now Edgewood slowing it down a little bit.
Yeah, now we're getting a bit of a reversal with Edgewood now trying to slow it down a little bit and kind of milk the clock on this game, while Bloomfield basically wants to go fast but methodically.
There's Sater against Royal, and it is Coleman Sater's night.
He does such an excellent job of shielding the ball away from the defender and giving him just enough space to operate and shoot his shot cleanly.
Markovich deflected by Bannister into the hands of Keto. Bannister, good help defense with that matchup between Keto and Markovich. Bullet pass from Balcom to Bannister. To Keto. To Balcom, back to Taylor.
Yeah, Balcom wasn't expecting that. And now we get Taylor just driving in.
Taylor gets fouled. They're going to call Markovic.
That was a 50-50 call, I would say. We've talked about it many times that it's such a judgment call. That I could have seen gone either way.
That's a fourth foul on Markovic. Team's eighth. It's going to send Trevor Taylor to the line here.
And that's going to create quite a dilemma because they can't lose him offensively, and he's been a pretty good defender as well. But if he fouls out, that's kind of that they pretty much lose their best chance of winning, of coming back and winning this game.
And he's done an excellent job tonight as Taylor at the line gets that one to go. You know, Garrett Butcher scored over 1,800 points here at Edgewood and is the all-time leading scorer in Monroe County. I'm not going to say it, but I think if Trevor Taylor can keep up what he's doing, I think he's got a shot in a couple years to possibly surpass Butcher.
He averaged 15 points in his freshman season, so, I mean, that's already a really great start. And right now, averaging 20-plus points here and having 28 here already tonight.
He draws the assignment on Markovic. He's going to fire the three and hit it.
And that's what I mean. Markovic is a player that they cannot afford to lose. And Coach McBride here is probably going to try to set up some defenses so that he can kind of save Markovic on the defensive end.
62-46, Edgewood on top with 3:46 to go here in the fourth quarter. It's been an energetic night. It's been an exciting night of high school basketball, and we're glad to bring it to you. And again, we thank our crew for everything they do, as it's been a festive atmosphere in here tonight between these two ranked and unbeaten squads.
You wouldn't think it was a Saturday where the student body would have to come from home to come over here to this game. You'd think it'd be like a Friday, but no. That's just how passionate. I walked through the front door for the first time. Long story, not going to get into it right here. But the first time I walked through the front door here at Edgewood High School, and it felt like something special was happening tonight. And that's kind of the feeling around this team, that something special is happening.
They got a lot of basketball left to go. They still got to play at Sullivan before they play in the Wabash Valley Classic in Terre Haute after Christmas. But Edgewood's got I think a special season coming if they continue to do what they're doing so far. Bannister. To Keto. Guarded by Markovic. Gets it to Bannister. Moving it around Rogers. Nice bounce pass to Sater as he cuts to the basket. Coleman Sater just finishes everything he gets. Markovic for three, no good. Now it's Keto Gets it deflected away into the hand of Shelton. Here's Markovich to Royal, and he misses it. Markovich the follow. He's led the way for Bloomfield now. It's a foul on Edgewood. Or on Bloomfield, excuse me.
Number 34, Royal.
That's going to be on Royal. His second.
Falcon replacing Rogers.
Yeah, 20 points now for 20 points for Markovich in this game,
Keto
leading
shooting 1-1.
the Cardinals.
Joe Keto at the line. Just 8 points so far, all in the first quarter. He has 9.
Keto struggling from the line this season, only shooting 50% from the foul line. That's a big free throw right here, not wanting to let Bloomfield come back into this game.
And he gets both of them to go. And the lead is 18.
And it definitely feels like Edgewood has weathered the storm and will look to hold on unless we can get a 3 here from Shelton.
Shelton hits the 3. Well, Bloomfield will definitely not go away. Down 15 as Royal can't swipe it away from Keto. Bannister, Balcom, and then Taylor fouled by Birch. That will be
Personal foul, number 20, Birch.
now that's the 10th team foul on Bloomfield, so Trevor Taylor at the line. Of course, last year he wore number 14, changed this year to number 1. We will have one more. And Taylor gets that one to go.
I feel like we can make an exception for Trevor Taylor. You could definitely see that 86% free throw shooting from him as he now, it's his first, I believe it's his first 30-point game of the season.
I think that's the first 30-point game of his career. I don't think he ever had one last year as
Personal foul.
that's a foul on,
5, Sater.
that's on Sater
Substitutes for the Cardinals.
as 25 was his high game last year against Cloverdale. And now the
AJ Sipes.
McBride calling off the Dogs as we're going to start seeing big substitutions. As Noah Cumming, number 10, checks in. 32 is Dylan Richardson. 40, Eli Fitch into the game for the Cardinals, as well as Sipes and Medina. So McBride calling off the Dogs here in this final minute and a half.
And Coach Neal taking everybody else out. Taylor's still in the game, though.
Taylor's still in there as he's trying to get the guys in. And Taylor goes down the lane and scores. And now Neal wants a full timeout. And I think it's really just to get subs in the game.
Yeah.
And it's going to be.
And that means that Trevor Taylor's going to finish with a career-high 32 points tonight.
Logan Slayball
Number 11, Schwartz.
and Zay Doring, number 22, going to check in. As we got a timeout. I think Jace Utley's going to check in as well. But as you see Jeff Harrington giving Coleman Sater a much deserved fist bump for the performance that Sater had tonight, and as well as Trevor Taylor. So Edgewood's going to go to 5-0. Bloomfield's going to drop to 3-1.
But you can definitely tell from this performance that Bloomfield is definitely also in for a very special season as well.
Yeah, they have a tough conference and a tough sectional ahead, as that was a foul by Austin Schwartz. Bloomfield's in a sectional with White River Valley, Eminence, Clay City, Shakamak, North Central, Farmersburg. The Southwestern Indiana Conference, North Davies, Linton, White River Valley, Eastern Green, Shakamak, Clay City, North Central. That's always a rough, or always a good conference. Bloomfield has won 6 Southwestern Indiana Conference championships, their last one in 2016.
And you mentioned that J.B. Neal, going to a rival school of them, now improves to 2-1 as the Edgewood head coach against Bloomfield.
Yes, J.B. Neal, third year here at Edgewood, 42-16 coming into night, 118-79, and 9 years overall as Kyle Rogers gets his first 2 of the night. Medina fires a long 3 off the mark. And that will be a foul. They're going to call a jump ball. So a jump ball for...
I believe that's the first jump ball called in this entire game.
That's very rare to not see a jump ball hardly called until the fourth quarter. That'll be a foul for Edgewood, or for Bloomfield on Richardson. Kyle Rogers at the line. You talk about someone who struggled, who didn't play much last year. He has broken out this season so far.
Yeah, averaging 12 points a game. Previously, he had averaged only 1 point per game, basically 4 points in 4 games as a junior.
So there is 32 with the bucket for Bloomfield, Dylan Richardson. Austin Schwartz gets it to Jace Utley, number 3. He had a very good JV game, did Utley. And they're just going to hold it, and there was a lot of contact. Edgewood's going to win this 74-55. A lot of highlights to go through tonight. Cam Bannister with the layup. Coleman Sater has a great game, a career high, as you see him getting inside over the big man, Markovich. Andrew Shelton, give him credit. What a game for Bloomfield. Points and rebounds. Sater just goes to work underneath. Markovich, the European sensation with the 3.
20 points for him.
As you see Sater underneath. And then Andrew Shelton with the 3. Bloomfield, valiant effort. Not enough. Trevor Taylor, a career high, over 30 points. Edgewood students happy. The Mustangs win 74-55. For all the hardworking women and men for this behind the scenes. For my partner, Quinn Saturday, I am Nick Jacobson. Thank you for watching, and good night from Ellettsville.